Good morning and welcome to Mrs. Achari's Kindergarten Cabin. Today's math lesson, as you can see, is going to be a continuation of yesterday's lesson where we are learning about different ways to make 8, and today we'll be looking at different ways to make 9. Let's review what concept we are working on. So we are working on the concept of addition, and the specific things we are working on are using number bonds to add numbers together. We are also working on using pictures to add numbers together. And not only that, but we're also working on decomposing numbers, which means starting with a big number and breaking it into parts. So there's lots going on here. So before we begin, I want you to try to find somebody in your house. It can be a brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, and mom, dad, whoever is there, and ask or tell them what it means to add numbers together. What does it mean if we add numbers together? Okay, I also want you to explain to whoever it is that you're talking to, what is a number bond and how does it help us add numbers? Okay, so if you were here, I know I would have heard you say that adding means to take two parts and to put them together as a whole, and that number that you're going to get is going to be a bigger number. So it's taking two small parts and putting them together to make a bigger part. Okay, so two parts come together and make a whole. And then our number bond is a tool that we use to help ourselves add. So we can we have the two circles right here, and we take the two parts and we bring them together to make one part or the whole. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing we did in yesterday's lesson, and now today we are going to play a little game called Match the Number Bond to the Picture. So I'm going to show you a number bond, and we are going to determine which picture it matches. So as you can see, it is our chart from yesterday. We have our happy faces and stars and all the different ways that we can make the number 8. So the first number bond is 8 is 1 and 7. So we should be looking for a picture that has 1 happy face and 7 stars. And I'm sure you see it, and so do I. The number bond that matches this picture is 8 is 1 and 7. 1 and 7. And I'm saying the numbered sentence out loud, and that goes with this, remember? 1 and 7 equals 8, okay? Okay, all right. So now the next number bond, match the number bond to the picture. 8 is 4 and 4, or we can say it as 4 and 4 is 8. So the picture we're looking for should have 4 happy faces and 4 stars. We found it. Good job. 8 is 4 and 4. 4 and 4 is 8. Good job. All right. 8 and 0 is 8. 8 plus 0 equals 8. Here's our two parts, and that's our whole. So we should have 8 happy faces and 0 stars. Ding, ding, ding. You are correct. Okay. Next one. Oops, I have 2 there. 8 equals 5 and 3, or 5 plus 3 equals 8. So we're looking for 5 happy faces and 3 stars. Da, 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 da. 8 is 5 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice work. Okay. I know that many of you wrote your own number bonds for these pictures yesterday, so you could be checking to make sure you did them right. Okay, 8 is 0 and 8. So again, it's the same numbers, but the number sentence is going to look different. Now we have 0 happy faces and 8 stars. Ding, ding, ding. 0 plus 8 equals 8. Nice work. 3 plus 5 equals 8. Now we're looking for 3 happy faces and 5 stars. 3 plus 5 equals 8. And remember, we can also say that as 8 equals 3 and 5. So, lots of different ways to say these. Okay. 6 plus 2 equals 8. 8 is 6 plus 2. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for 6 happy faces and 2 stars. Give yourselves a round of applause. We found it. Yay. Okay, next one. 8 is 7 and 1. How else could we say that? Do you have someone there that you could tell? How else could we say that? Yes, we can say it as 7 plus 1 equals 8. So we are looking for 7 happy faces and 1 star. There it is. 7 plus 1 is 8. And our very last one, which we only have one left, but we're still going to take a look at it. Now we have 8 is 2 plus 6, or 2 plus 6 is 8. So that means we have 2 happy faces and 6 stars. Da, 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 da. There we go. Awesome blossom. Okay, so here are all of our number bonds that go with our ways to make 8. And if you want to take a minute, if you have your paper from yesterday, to check to see which ones you did, or see how you did on them. Sorry, look and see how you did. All right. I'm going to take this down now and switch it out for today's chart. So when we make the number 9, we are looking at 2 different shapes today. We're looking at triangles and we're looking at squares. So today we're going to be looking at groups of triangles and squares to determine all of the different ways to make 9. So to make this a little more interactive for you today, I thought you could also be doing this with some objects and your number bond, okay? So as we are looking at each picture, you could be using your number bond and your objects to help you see this in the picture form and with objects. So as we're talking about these different ways to make 9, you can be practicing it on your number bond, okay? So you should have a baggie of objects that you want to use in your number bond, and you'll need to take out 9 of these, okay? All right, so go ahead and get your mat in front of you if you choose to use it, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we have ways to make 9, and as you can see, the very first way to make 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 triangles and 0 squares. So if you're going to use your number bond, you can match this. 9 objects, 0, and then bring them together, and that makes 9. Okay, so if you were using your objects, go ahead and do that now. 9 and 0 is 9. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. If you, of course, have the pause button, so if you need a little more time, you could do that. All right, so now we are moving on to the next one, which is triangles and 1 square. So let's count our triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 is 9. So on your number bond, same thing. In your circles, you can be using your number bond mat. 8 objects here, 1 object here. Bring them together to make 9. And then we have 8 plus 1 equals 9. Okay, let's move down to the next one. Triangles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 triangles, and then there's 2 squares. So that tells us that 7 plus 2 equals 9. Same thing with your number bond. 7 objects here, 2 objects here, bring them together to make 9. Addition sentence, 7 plus 2 equals 9. Is anyone seeing a pattern here? So last time we had 7 triangles, so how many triangles will we have this time? If you said 6, you are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles plus 1, 2, 3 squares equals 9 shapes altogether. So 6 plus 3, so 6 objects and 3 objects. Bring them together and that will give you 9. 6 plus 3 equals 9. Okay, let's go ahead and move down to the next one. And again, if you are doing this in your number bond mat, I'm not going to slow down on the video, but you can go ahead and pause it if you want to take a little more time. Okay, so now let's move down to the next one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles and 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. So another way to make 9 is 5 and 4 is 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. All right. Our next picture shows less triangles, 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles this time, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So in our number bond mat, we're going to be putting 4 in one, 5 in the other, and bringing them up together, and then that should equal 9. And then on your number sentence, 4 plus 5 equals 9. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Last time we had 4 triangles, so this time we know we are going to have 3. So our next way to make 9 is 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 and 6 is 9. 3 objects here, 6 objects here. Bring them together to make 9. Okay. 3 plus 6 equals 9. All right. Now we're having less triangles again, so we have 2 triangles this time, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares. So we have, in your number bond, you would do 2 and 7 is 9. 2 plus 7 equals 9. All right, moving down to our next picture. Now we have 1 triangle and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares. So on our number bond, we would have 1 here, 8 here. Move them together to make 9. Can you tell someone who's around you what the number sentence would sound like? What would that number sentence sound like? How would you say it for this picture? 1 triangle and 8 squares. I feel like I can hear you talking. 1 plus 8 equals 9. You guys are so smart. Okay, and then the last one, we have all squares. So in our number bond mat, we know we are going to show 0 triangles and 9 squares. So we're going to bring those together, and 0 plus 9 equals 9. And our number sentence would be 0 plus 9 equals 9. All right. So these are all of the different ways to make 9. And today I challenge you to make some number bonds to match these at home. And tomorrow we are going to not move on to ways to make 10 yet. We're going to save that for Thursday. Tomorrow's work is, we have learned so much already about number bonds and different ways to make numbers from 2 all the way to 9, that tomorrow we're going to practice putting all of this knowledge together, and we're going to do some practice problems together, and we're going to look at how we can use all of these tools to help us. Okay, so tomorrow's going to be some practice work. I hope all of you have a wonderful day, and please enjoy your making number bonds for your ways to make 9. See you soon.